This is a storm that's going to be serving up snow and ice. We have 175 million people that are currently under some sort of winter storm watch or warning because of this storm. For the icing, you betcha it's in and around Dallas, I-20, I-40. I mean, a half an inch of ice, that makes travel so difficult. Please be careful out there. Same situation from Atlanta pushing up towards Charlotte, even into Washington, D.C.
They said a crippling ice storm was coming, the kind they call storm of the century. Roads would freeze, travel wasn't advised. This probably wasn't the smartest decision, but it felt like the right one. So we did the only reasonable thing and took our convertibles on a road trip. Okay, you guys can probably see me now. It is 7:30, so we've been on the road for just over 30 minutes. And we've made pretty decent time. It has already been raining. We've already got rain on the car. Quite frankly, I don't know why I washed it yesterday, because all the salt on the road and now the rain, it's going to be disgusting by the time we get there, which is kind of unfortunate. But car is driving great. New wheels are fantastic. Not the new wheels, but the new wheels. You guys understand that reference if you see my other videos. It was 37 degrees when we left Raleigh. It was freaking chilly. I had my heated steering wheel on. It's currently showing we're about 47 degrees, so we've gained 10 degrees. We haven't gotten that far south. I think that's mostly time of day stuff. I think it's supposed to be in the high 70s, low 80s for the weekend in Florida. So man, what a better place to be than in Raleigh for all this storm. So we're kind of just cruising. We're doing ever so slightly above the speed limit. The car is honestly amazing. Now, I'm getting a little bit of road noise, and I can hear a little bit of wind noise. So, as far as that goes, it is not a Cadillac. It is not the most quiet vehicle I've ever been in, but I don't expect it to be. It is very tolerable. The sound system is fantastic. The Bose upgraded sound system for the 2LT, really good. It can get pretty loud and still not distort at all, which I'm pretty happy with. The car rides well. This is the mag ride car, and it is in tour mode, because obviously we're driving on a road trip. It seems most reasonable. The suspension is handling everything well. I don't feel any jarring bumps. I don't feel many bumps at all. I can hear them, but I don't really feel them. So I think the shocks are really doing their job, and they're doing a good job. These big tires I was a little worried about. I think I'm losing a little efficiency. I'm getting about 25 miles per gallon, which really isn't bad. Probably with the narrower tires, with the more stock size tires, I could be bumping that up a bit. I'm also noticing my speedometer is a little bit off now. I have the cruise control set at 84, and really I'm doing right about 80, 81, something like that, according to GPS. So that's pretty normal for a lot of passenger cars. It's nothing alarming, but I'm guessing the speedometer was pretty much accurate with the stock size tires that we've now gotten rid of, which means the car thinks I'm doing 84 now, even though I'm not. I'm using more gas to go the same speed. That's losing a little bit of efficiency for me. I'm up to 26 miles per gallon now that we've been just cruising.
That's good. I seem to peak at 29.2. It was steadily going up a little bit, but it's kind of stopped at 29. Yeah.
Mine is still climbing, so we'll see what we get to. The hardest part about driving this car on a road trip is that you know it can go faster. And when you see a long straight road, it is incredibly difficult, at least for me, not to just get it to the end of it. Luckily it has cruise control, not adaptive cruise, just regular cruise, so I can keep my foot off the gas pedal, because I am definitely not responsible enough to drive a car like this.
Once we finally got rolling, the miles started stacking up quickly. South Carolina came and went, including a pass by south of the border, which somehow feels completely frozen in time, no matter how fast you're driving past it. Not long after, traffic slowed to a crawl. Emergency vehicles were everywhere. Just to be clear, the roads weren't even bad yet. This is just a reminder of how poorly people drive before the weather actually shows up. Seeing this early did raise one concern though. How would the roads look, and how would I be able to get home after the storm?
Little rant. So the people that, especially on a road like this where we have 2 lanes on the interstate, the people that go in the right lane to cut around and get in front of people, they're what causes the traffic, right? Them pulling in and slows everybody else down, which then frustrates somebody else to get out of line and do the same thing. They're making traffic worse. Stay in the left lane until there's nobody in front of you. If there's nobody in front of you and there's somebody behind you, get out of the left lane. That's how this works. I don't understand why people can't do it. The second thing that really bothers me, and I mean truly, given my employment history, what I've done for work, I've met a lot of bad people, murderers, rapists, people that do all sorts of unspeakable things. The worst of the worst, and I will stand by this any day of the week, the worst of the worst are people that don't use cruise control on the interstate. God, it's so frustrating. You see somebody that's going slower than you, you move over to pass them, you get next to them, they suddenly match your speed, and now you're the asshole in the left lane, not letting anybody by because the person next to you sped up so you couldn't pass. I don't think they're doing it intentionally so you can't pass, they just weren't paying attention. Then all of a sudden they see a faster car and they get on the gas. Instead of just putting in cruise control so they're predictable, I don't care if you're fast or slow, if you're in cruise control, you can predict movement and get through traffic a lot easier. Don't be that guy.
We passed salt truck after salt truck after salt truck, and somehow I think all of it got onto my car and none of it on the road. As we reached the end of our fuel range down in southern Georgia, it was time to reset. We pulled off the highway and landed at Skipper's Fish Camp. Honestly, was great food, great atmosphere, and exactly the kind of stop we needed after that long drive. From there, the air got warmer, and Florida was finally within reach. We were getting close to our destination at Daytona International Speedway.
Nate, I will say you at least had a small point that convertibles are nice to have.
That might be the first time you've ever admitted that I was right.
I would argue they're not better than motorcycles, but they are nice to have.
The C8 and convertible don't look amazing.
Yeah, I kind of like seeing the engine on the coupe, but man, the convertible lines, I think they nailed it. It's way better than the
Yes, it definitely looks like a real mid-engine supercar in the convertible.
Into Daytona International Speedway, the energy changes immediately. The noise, the scale, the kind of place that makes everything else feel smaller by comparison. On the drive in, the conversation kept circling back to the same thing, how the C8 convertible actually gives off real mid-engine supercar vibes, not just in how it looks, but in how it feels pulling into a place like this. Friday gave us our first chance to settle in, walking around the grandstands, finding different vantage points, and being reminded why unassigned seating is one of the best parts of this event. You're free to move, free to explore, and free to experience the race from just about anywhere. We were able to get there for the remaining part of the GT4 race. After that wrapped up, reality set back in. The cars had survived the drive, but not the road salt. Nate took the sensible route, sending his M4 through a Buc-ee's car wash. I went a different direction. I found a touchless car wash in a part of town that definitely added a little excitement of its own, somewhat questionable, all in the name of keeping the Corvette intact. With the cars cleaned up and the night winding down, we met back at the hotel and walked to dinner. Because the next morning would come early, and this was only the beginning.